Welcome back, watch fans. We're going to be exposing the world of watch fraud. That's right, the world of horological fraud. Before we get into this, on the wrist is, of course, very appropriately, the Yachtmaster, the Rolex Yachtmaster. Rose gold with a chocolate, and that's a little bit dark. Of course, very appropriate for the watch, the environment. And yes, it is a dark, gloomy day today here on the mean streets of Newport Beach. That's right, it is a dark, dark day on the mean streets of Newport Beach, California. Very appropriately, because we're going to be exposing the dark world of horological fraud and the nexus of watch crime that runs through Tim Write. That's right, Tim Write. Tim Write is at the nexus of some of the biggest watch crimes in the last century, or at least in the last several years. By the way, this is unbelievable, but actually true. Okay, this is, you know, the Colonel sometimes exaggerates, but, you know, what we're about to tell you here is there's a lot of evidence. There's a lot of facts pointing to Mr. Tim Write, and that is not his real name. I'm going to reveal to you his real name, by the way. This is a Ukrainian criminal, illegal alien, illegal migrant who's here scamming Americans, hardworking Americans and Canadians. That's right, that's what these Ukrainians are doing. Now, we're going to be talking about the watch crime of okay, you got it. That's right, TimePIece Gentleman, and also the Wizard. That's right, the Wizard. Now, I'm not talking about the Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard. I'm talking about the Wizard, which is a guy named I don't know, some Italian fellow. But yeah, I think he might be actually part of the Klan. I think he might be a Grand Wizard in the Klan. But what does TimePIece Gentleman Anthony Farrer have in common with the Wizard? Well, both of these guys were heavily promoted through Tim Write. That's right, the Tim Write channel. And most importantly, Tim Write knew there is very strong evidence, documented evidence on videotape, sexualized and videotape, that Tim, in fact, knew about the fraud, okay, or he had a very strong reason to know that there was fraud months before he started, you know, on his, you know, so-called crusade to gaslight you. That's right, it's gaslighting to cover up the crime. That's right, the cover-up of Tim Write and Oisin O'Malley, the leprechaun of Venice. That's right, the grifter of Venice. The grifter of Venice, Oisin O'Malley. Both of these grifters were involved in promoting the Wizard, and they knew about the crimes months before they started, you know, being white knights. That's right, they were white knighting public, and now they're gaslighting you with all these lies. And of course, look, how do you know somebody's a grifter? How do you know somebody's a grifter when they start projecting? Have you noticed that these low-life degenerates are all of a sudden they're doing videos about Trump and this or that and injustice in the world? You know why? Because they are projecting their fraud onto you. That's right, they're gaslighting you, they're scamming you. Okay, now let me tell you something about Tim Write. His real name, I'm going to give you his real name, and that is Artem Sooka Bliet Pisdetz. That is his real name. It's a long name. Now, again, it's Artem Sooka Bliet Pisdetz. Now, for short, Pisdetz. You can call him Artem Pisdetz. So when you're on one of his live chats, you can type in Pizdets. I believe that's how you pronounce it. There are various pronunciations of the word Pisdetz, but that is his actual. I mean, he's got a long name, but that's the main one, right? And let me tell you something. Most of these Ukrainians, Russians, you know, they come to this country illegally, and the first thing they do is they start getting involved in Medicaid, Medicare billing fraud. That's right, it's a medical billing fraud. It's a big thing in the U.S. or some sort of variations on insurance fraud. Now, again, it's a very dark world, just like here. We're taking you into the underground, into the underbelly of the Russian crime world. Let me tell you something. These Ukrainians, they're the biggest grifters on the planet. You show me a Ukrainian, I'll show you a grifter, okay? This whole thing with the war, it's one big scam. It is a big scam. The reason they are prolonging the war is so that these Ukrainian oligarchs can, you know, pile up money. in their offshore accounts. It's unbelievable, but a 100% true. And I'm going to show you some case studies. Now, here's what you can do about it, my friends. Here is how you can fight back. Here is how you can fight back against the watch crime. Now, the colonel is here, and I think actually this boat matches the watch. The boat matches the watch. Actually, look, this channel cannot survive on Google ads alone. We need your support. We need your support. The colonel needs your contributions, your bequests to keep this channel alive. And we could use this boat. This boat would be ideal as a studio for our journalistic. Okay, gentlemen, please call this number here, and tell me you are interested in purchasing the this Azimuth 60, the Azimuth 60 here for the colonel. That's right. You want to make a contribution to the colonel for the channel. Fly. Okay, this is interesting. Is this new? I don't know, but this is. I think this is quite appropriate. This meets my needs. This meets my needs, and this is where all future content will be done. Now picture this. Picture how much spiritual enlightenment you will have when you contribute money, so that the colonel can sit back, right there, and with this incredible Rolex, and project spiritual enlightenment through the power of the airwaves, the YouTube airwaves, or whatever that stuff is. But yes, that is what will happen. How you doing? And this is really unbelievable but true stuff. But I'm telling you the real reality. And I'm sorry, I got slightly distracted. Yes. Now here is what you can do. Here is how you can fight back against watch crime. And by the way, I'm not kidding here. This is actually legit. Okay. Any of you lawyers, any of you ambulance chasers, any of you Better Call Saul, low-life degenerate shysters out there, this is how you can make some big money. That's right. Tim, Artem, Chooy, Bliet, Pisdetz, Sooka, Bliet, Pisdetz, and also Oisin O'Malley, the leprechaun, the grifter of Venice, can be actually, they may be liable. Okay, I believe they do have a liability under U.S. Federal Trade Commission. They probably have violated FTC Federal Trade Commission laws about not disclosing sponsor relationships. Okay, you do have to disclose sponsor relationships, and also in New York State, New York City has very, very strong consumer protection laws, which I believe were in fact violated. Now, let me show you something. You see that pumping? You know what that is? They're pumping basically the holding tanks. That's right, shit. They're pumping the shit from that boat into somewhere else. They're pumping the shit, and that's what we're doing. We're pumping the shit. We're pumping the shit. Oh shit, this is funny actually. This was unbelievable. This is actually John Wayne's boat. I think Wild Goose, that is John Wayne's boat. John Wayne. Look guys, we have all sorts of celebrities. We have all sorts of celebrities on this channel, and this is in fact the boat of John Wayne. I can't believe it's so big. I mean, I know that's what she said, but yeah, I can't believe this guy had such a huge yacht. He had a huge yacht. You know what? Imagine if he had a yacht master. This is. I mean, I kind of feel bad for the guy. He never had a yacht master, a yacht master. You can't be a yacht master without a yacht master. Okay, this is the boat right here. Okay, this is closed. All right, let me go through this side over here. Now, gentlemen, this is unbelievable but true. But here is the deal. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. I think that the devil, Satan, is trying to interrupt what I'm about to tell you. So here's what you need to do. You need to contact the Attorney General in New York City. Contact the Attorney General, whatever her name is, Shaniqua Jones or whatever. The one that's going after Trump, Alvin Bragg. The people that are going after Trump. That's right, those people. Because they're very concerned with, obviously, they are concerned with protecting the consumer. Who's that judge that had that $350 million fraudulent kangaroo court thing against Trump? What's his name? Obregon? That low-life scum degenerate. That guy is the one that you should contact. You should contact him and the New York Attorney General and tell them that you've been a victim of crime, and that by these guys, by Artem, Sooka, Bliet, Chooy, Bliet, Pisdetz, and also Oisin O'Malley. Interpol can get involved. That's right, Interpol. Interpol can and will get involved to bring them to justice. These people must be brought to justice. Justice must be done. Do not let them get away with it. That's right. Don't let these low-life degenerates get away with ripping you off. Okay, so if you got ripped off by the Wizard, you need to contact the Attorney General in New York. And what they will do is, by the way, 100%, I guarantee you that Artem is criminally, or not criminally, but civilly liable for not disclosing. Knowingly, he knew about the fraud. He didn't disclose, and he was getting paid all the meanwhile as he's pumping. So he's actually part of the nexus. That's right, the nexus of crime. He is part of the nexus of watch crime. And what does it mean? Here comes the good part. Money can be clawed back. The funds can be clawed back from their accounts, from their assets, and going to the victims. That's right. The funds can be clawed back from the grifter of Venice, Oisin O'Malley, and Tim Write, a.k.a. Timepiece Gentleman. And listen, there is a precedent, of course. Speaking of Ponzi's, that's right, Bernie Madoff. Well, what happened? Here is, by the way, here is the legal precedent. I'm going to give you my legal precedent here, and that is this. That is, there were certain consultants who were referring investors to Bernie Madoff. That's right, consultants were referring investors to Bernie Madoff, and they had a reason to believe, or maybe should have known better, that it was a Ponzi. They should have known. And what happened? They got rich. They were making like literally hundreds of millions, sometimes even a billion or two through this scam. And what happened was the funds were clawed back. Clawed back is a legal term, meaning that the courts found these people liable. They found them liable, and they basically made them pay up. So they took the money back from these consultants and these grifters, and that is basically what needs to happen over here. Look at this, unbelievable truth. I'm in the right neighborhood. We got, hang on a second. This is Kismet. I'm not sure what this place is here, but okay, there we go. Unbelievable but true. Unbelievable but true. So no, I'm not following this guy. Don't worry. Yeah. So bottom line is that justice must be done. Justice must prevail. What did Obama say? The great Barack Hussein Obama. He said, "The arc of history." What did he say? The arc of history inclines towards justice, or something about the arc of history and bends towards justice, whatever it is. But look, you need to keep the legacy. That's right, the legacy of the great Barack Hussein Obama, Bathhouse Barry. We need to keep his legacy alive by bringing justice to the victims of these low-life degenerate grifters. Oisin O'Malley, the grifter of Venice, and Tim Write, Sooka, Bliet, Pisdetz. Now let me tell you, I'm going to end on a fascinating story about these Ukrainian lowlives. I was in Paris, about 6 months ago, and I'm sort of, where was I? I was kind of in the center, sort of in that center, not too, along the river, along the Seine, near the Louvre, and some guy, this big guy approaches him, from the back, on a scooter. One of those little scooters with the motor, the little thing you stand on. It's some guy, this guy's got to be 6'3", plus he's standing on the thing. Big guy, right? Approaches me and he goes, "Oh, I'm from Ukraine. I'm here. I have no money. I need money. I have family. I'm a refugee." I'm like, "Idi nachuy," which means, "Bless you." What the fuck? This guy's a big guy. He should have a job. This guy should be working, or he should be fighting and defending his country. He should be fighting and defending his homeland. Which, by the way, Tim Tim Pisdetz refuses to do. Tim should be fighting and defending his homeland, and instead he's grifting Americans, just like Oisin O'Malley. Oisin, instead of fighting to defend Ireland, to liberate Ireland from the UK, instead of doing his patriotic duty and joining the IRA, Oisin O'Malley, escaped to America, to the good life, to become a failed rock star, not a rock star, but whatever, failed musician, partying with all sorts of whores, prostitutes, drugs, who knows what else, who knows. This is a family show. We're not going to get into all the disgusting details, but that's right. Instead of doing his patriotic duty, Oisin shirked his patriotic duty of defending Ireland and joining the IRA, and that is why Ireland is still controlled by the British. I mean, it's unbelievable but true. But anyway, so back to the Ukrainians. So about 2 hours later, I'm on the left bank. I'm on the left side, I'm like right, this has got to be about a mile away. This is like, again, 2-3 hours later. I see the same fucker, the same guy, the same Pisdetz on his scooter. And now, but this time he actually found a sucker. He found a sucker. I see him approaching a guy. This guy's obviously a Parisian guy. The guy's older guy, probably 60s. Very elegant older gentleman. And here's what I see from the distance. I see this guy. I see him launching into his spiel, and the French guy goes. I guess the French guy was a sucker. He's like, oh no, he's like waves away, and he actually gives him. I think he gave him some money. I think he might have given him a couple of euros. I don't know what he gave. I think he gave him some money. I think he felt bad for him. But that is what these Ukrainians are all about. It's a scam. They're all grifters. Let me tell you something. That whole country is a giant Ponzi scheme. I mean, they're all a bunch of crooks, and it's in the DNA. It's in the DNA. It's in the Ukrainian DNA. Don't let these guys tell you the sad story about, the victim, blah 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 blah. Let me tell you something. It's all a big scam. It's a fugazi. They're all gaslighting you. Okay. It's a Democratic Party. That's right. It's the Democratic Party that is actually promoting the war. The Democrats are promoting the war. The military-industrial deep state complex is promoting that war in Ukraine. They are responsible. Okay, it's Joe Biden and the deep state military-industrial complex, the deep state department, that's promoting that war. There is no reason for that war to have happened ever. If Trump was in office, that war would not have happened. By the way, that is not a joke. That's actually not a joke. So if you voted for Biden, you have blood on your hands. That's right. You have blood on your hands. You should be ashamed of yourself. And of course, Tim, and by the way, Tim also has a sidekick. He's got a guy, an enabler, a Svengali. You see on his videos, Tim has a Svengali. The guy looks like he's got that pedo vibe. He's got a high pedo vibe. I'm not saying he's a pedophile. I'm not saying he's a pedophile, but he's got the pedo vibe, if you know what I mean. He looks like a guy who enjoys sniffing bicycle seats around, schoolyards. That's right. This guy, I think his name is the OC. He's got the high pedo energy. He's got the pedo vibes. He's giving off the big pedo energy. Big pedo energy is what this guy is giving off. Now, am I saying that we have seen him sniff bicycle seats at schoolyards? No, I don't have any evidence of such. I can't, but he does look like he might be that type of guy. I'm not saying he did it. He has done it, but he definitely looks like he's got that look. He's just got the look. Listen, I know the look. Like I can tell you if something's wrong with people. Because listen, I have psychic powers. I told you guys about. If you look at some of my old videos, I told you about the Anthony 2 years ago. I told you there was massive red flags 2 years ago. All these other guys. How do I know this? It's not because I have I do have psychic powers, but look, I have excellent pattern recognition skills. Okay, I have low IQ, but I have excellent pattern recognition skills. And in my day job, I'm dealing with grifters all day long, like literally, like serious, real professional scammers, like big scammers, not guys going for small money, but big money. So I need to know how to spot one of these fugazis, right? And I'm never wrong. Almost Almost never, almost never. Sometimes, look, sometimes, you know, these guys are so slick, you know, you just miss them. But these guys, this is like small money. These are like, you know, what do you call short money scammers. These guys are easy to spot. The Anthonys, the Tims, the Oisins, you know. This guy OC is another fugazi. By the way, one way you know a grifter is the way they talk, right? You know, the person who's actually giving you truth. That's right, the truth is ugly. You know, there's an expression, the truth is ugly. The guy who's telling you the truth, kind of, you know, they're not well-spoken, they're not articulate. They kind of sound like the colonel, that's right. The people who tell you the truth sound like the colonel. The grifters, the fraudsters, all are very well-spoken. They sound very professional. They speak slowly, deliberately. You know, they probably take voice lessons. I mean, if you listen to the Oisin, I mean, this guy he's got a great rap. You got to give him credit. Him and the other guy, that guy Dirk that he's got. This guy Dirk. I mean, these guys are super grifters. I mean, yeah, because look, they're professional performers. I mean, they've been, you know, doing professional performers, street performers, whatever it is. You know, they've been dance monkeys. They've been, you know, monkeys dancing for money for, you know, I don't know, decades, right? So you develop skills. It's like being a one of these gypsies who does the you know, psychic reading, right? They figure things out. They got a nice speaking voice, the cadence, the tonality, very silky. You know, everything that Oisin says, it sounds like very profound. It sounds very profound, like what I'm telling you right now. I'm giving you deep messages. By the way, if you are listening to this, please make sure to make a contribution to this channel. Let's keep this channel alive. Democracy dies in darkness. That's right. The Washington Post, you know, that's their logo. Democracy dies in darkness. Without journalism, serious journalism, Trump will become president. The only thing you can do to prevent fascism in America is by supporting channels like this and sending a contribution of $50,000 or more. That's right. We need your support. We need at least $100,000 a day in contributions coming in order to keep this channel going. We need your help, my friends. Democracy will die in darkness. Can you imagine what will happen if Trump comes into office again? That will be the end of democracy. So the only thing you can do is to support this channel right now. Send a contribution, and we will be bringing truth to power. That's right. We will follow the evidence, the truth, to wherever it takes us, because this channel is the only channel that has your best interests at heart. Unbelievable but true. We're all about the community, so please send in your donations, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 or more. Wires only, please. No credit cards, no PayPal. We are a for-profit charity, so it is 100% not tax deductible. Please ask your financial advisor for details. And with that said, my friends, we'll see you all in the next one. Now make sure you do contact the Attorney General and let them know, the New York State Attorney General, if you are the victim of crime and that you want to get the money clawed back from these lowlifes. Also the Europeans. The Europeans have very serious anti-fraud laws. Let's bring these lowlifes to justice.